Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're going to talk about my top picks on play to earn games that I'm currently either into or I'm looking to get into in the near future. Again, this is just my opinion. These are my picks. So these are not your picks. So I just need to remind you that whatever you do after you watch this video, do your own research. Do your own due diligence before you get into any of these games, because at the end of the day, they might look good right now in some of these games, but I can't tell you, like, maybe a month from now, maybe a few weeks from now, these games are still gonna be the same at the end. So you need to make sure that whatever you decide on, the money that you use for these games is something that you can afford to lose. All right, so these are very risky at the end of the day. So no matter what I say here, there is still a very high risk that you might lose your money. So just keep that in mind and we should be good to go. All right, so my number one pick at the moment right now is Cryptomines, because I think everybody here is very familiar with Cryptomines. It's probably the number one game in BSC chain right now, and it has been the talk of the town. And I mean, for a good reason. I mean, the game has been performing really well, and if you look at the price of Cryptomines, it's consolidating right now for the past couple of days, and it has risen exponentially, probably 1000x in terms of value. So whoever got into the game like really early on, like way back in September, like imagine that, right? The price is just 50 cents or 60 cents, and right now the price of the token is over $700. So whoever held the token the longest is probably sitting pretty right now with a lot of money. So congratulations whoever did that. The only challenge that you'll actually ever have with this game is trying to get the fleet set up, because it's really difficult right now to actually purchase in the marketplace, because a lot of demand is there. And chances are, my experience is that I had more failed transactions than success in terms of purchasing my NFTs just to build a fleet, because it's just that many people that are trying to buy at the same time. So if you're gonna buy your workers or your spaceships for this game, I recommend like to get into like page 10 or even page 20 of that marketplace just to buy what you need in order to get that transaction pushed through. In any case, so it's a very straightforward game, so you can earn very quickly here or lose, because it's not 100% chance that you can win every single time you do an expedition. So you can see my initial transactions for the day. So I had 4 fleets, I had 4 runs for the day, and I managed to successfully win them, fortunately. But in some days I even lose half of it, which is unfortunate, but that's just how it is. That's the risk when you're doing your expeditions for this game. All right, so in terms of earnings, so probably the only thing I can share with you about the earnings for this game is that I have 500 MP fleets, so the net that I'm getting at the moment is probably around $10 a day for each of the fleets on average. Right, that's already netting it down, reducing the cost. But if you're just gonna look at gross, it's gonna be around $20. But then, yeah, so there's a lot of there's a big discrepancy in terms of gross versus net, because you have to consider gas and you have to consider your recurring costs, which is the contracts for your workers and the fuel for your expedition. Plus you might also lose, right, from certain expeditions, because you for my case I only have like 80% chance to win. So you have to put all of those into consideration. So net you'll probably get $10 a day, which is not bad. But your investment for each fleet would most likely be around $200, give or take. It's gonna vary a bit, but it should range at around that price. Now, if you want to talk about the higher MP fleets, I don't know. I've never gotten into that aspect yet, but I've heard that 4,900 MP fleets are very lucrative at the moment. But of course, they're very expensive. It's gonna cost you like thousands of dollars just to build one of those fleets. So you have to take note of that. So that's what I'm in. This is my number one game at the moment. So next in the list is Cryptogodz. So Cryptogodz hasn't really fully released yet, but right now you can actually buy your ancient stones and the badge for the game. But other than that, you can't really do anything yet. Now, the only reason why this is in my list because this is an exact clone or reskinned version of Cryptomines, and the team who's doing this are fully doxed, which makes me a little bit more comfortable. And you know that in most of my videos, I really like that projects are fully doxed and they have a lot of partnerships and they have a decent community following. So hopefully this game would do well as well, and we'll see. So this one hasn't come out yet, but definitely it's something I'm currently looking into. So the other game that I'd say probably is doing really well right now is BombCrypto. So I know I kind of bashed this game in my previous video because I really didn't like the gameplay, honestly, because I was just looking at the gameplay because the selling point for this game is Bomberman, right? So I was thinking like, I'm gonna be Bomberman, I'm gonna be able to do things, but I never thought about the play turn aspect of the game. I never really thought about it properly. But right now, probably this game is most likely one of the most lucrative games right now if you manage to get into the game early. Right now the price for this token is around over $8 already, so if you want to get into the game and try to purchase your hero, it's going to cost you at least $80 per hero, where back then it was like only $1 when I was reviewing it. Oh man, I really regret not getting into this game right now. So I guess if you have the money, you can risk it. But again, you have to be reminded here that I think they have a limit in terms of how much you can withdraw per day. I think you need to meet at least 40 Bitcoin per day before you can actually withdraw from the game. And yeah, so I think this game is probably doing well. So congratulations, SensePark, for managing this game quite well for the past couple of months. The next game I'm considering is HeroesTD. Now, this is probably one of my latest videos that I've released. Reason why I'm considering is because the number one thing that really ticked me here is that SensePark is actually supporting this game. So you can find SensePark somewhere here. There it is, SensePark Ventures. So SensePark is the one who created BombCrypto. And since that game is very successful, I was thinking like maybe this one will be that also as successful. And plus you have to see there's a lot of investors and partners that are believing in the game. Now even if the team is semi-doxed, in my perspective, I think this game might have a lot of chances to succeed. And you know, if you look at the website, it kind of reminds me a bit of Thetan Arena, because this is the way Thetan Arena looked like in terms of their tokenomics when they're viewing it in the website. So anyways, I think this has a lot of potential. So this is probably one game that I might just dive into no matter what. So I'm just going to save up quite a bit of money if I could, so I can just get into HeroesTD. So yeah, so that's my other pick. Now the next good pick that I completely missed is Cryptocars. Because at that time, when Cryptocars came out, I was in CryptoBlades. And at that point, I was really burned out with the experience. And when I saw Cryptocars at that time, it's like it's the same idea as CryptoBlades in a way, but they made it a bit more cuter, a bit, you know, look at the aesthetics. I like the design of Cryptocars, honestly. But it felt like a reskinned version, or I mean, a revised version of what CryptoBlades was at that time. That's why I didn't even bother. And now I regret it, because this game is doing so well and they're already creating a metaverse, meaning that they're going to create a game called Cryptocity, which will incorporate Cryptocars, and their other game called Cryptoplanes. But if you can afford to still play this game, then go ahead. I'm also waiting to get into this game if the price goes low enough, because the price of Cryptocars is around $1.18, and the cost to mint a new car is around $708, which is pretty steep. I completely missed this because I was looking at this like a few days ago. Yeah, like a couple of weeks ago, so not a few days ago. So I was looking at the price here, which was around 60 cents, and I didn't jump in. I really regret that. There's a lot of regrets in my decision making here, so I never got into the game, but if I could, I would. I would really try to get into this game if I even up to this point, because of Cryptocity that they're planning to release soon. So I don't know when that is. I haven't really deep dived into it. I know they had a recent AMA that they talked about it. I haven't even watched it. So definitely something worth considering. And if you have a bit more budget, you know, like maybe you have like over a couple of $1,000, Cryptoplanes might be the game for you. So they also own that game. And it's so super expensive right now. I didn't even bother looking at it. So I'm really trying to get into Cryptocars if I could. So hopefully I can get in if the price drops low enough. So we'll see. The next top pick, of course, is BinaryX. Again, this is one of those games that I missed completely. I did buy one NFT like I think a couple of weeks ago, so it's doing some gold mining right now. But one thing to take note right now is the price, because I checked BinaryX. Price right now has dropped to $136. So the peak price was at around $200 plus. So this is going to be a big correction. Kind of expected that because the price really pumped up so much. But what I'm concerned about is actually the gold price, because the gold price right now is already dropping and it broke down. So I hope that this still manages to hold or at least go up a bit, because if this goes down, the profit for the game will really go down, and that's not good. But so far I think it's just riding the way BinaryX is riding. So it's BinaryX dipping, then I would say gold is gonna dip. So I think that's just how it is. So maybe if you want to get into BinaryX right now, I think maybe now is also a good time to get in, because the price is fairly low compared to where it was in the all-time high. So again, up to you if you want to get into it. The only main reason why I'm still more confident with BinaryX is because it's in Binance. You know, it was able to list itself in Binance. It's the main reason why the price actually blew up so high. So up to you if you want to get into it. Now, Babyswap, as I mentioned in my previous video, they're going to create the Crypto U, which is the exact clone of BinaryX. And since this is fresh, this is something that I might be interested in getting into. Plus, you know, I mean, Babyswap has been here longer than BinaryX, and Babyswap has already done quite a number of things, and these two are, I think, direct competitors. If I remember correctly, in the August MVB most valuable builder in Binance, and so they have a bit of history with each other, I guess. And right now the price for Baby is around $1.07. It has gone down a bit. I'm just hoping it goes a bit more lower. Maybe it goes down to maybe 90 or 80 cents. Maybe I start buying some Baby tokens so I can start minting some babies, because they did say you can mint, but I can't test it because I don't have Baby tokens. So once this releases, I'll probably get into it if I could. Alright, then the next game is Coin to Fish. So this is something that I guess, again, one of those games I really just overlooked, because number one, the game, you know, the development team from this game, they're not doxed, right? So you don't really know who they are. But then again, that's the risk, right? Even for BinaryX, you don't know who the devs are. Even for Zoo Crypto Worlds, you don't know who the devs are, but they're still here up until today, and they're still doing whatever they can to build the game. Same for Coin to Fish, and it had issues back then, like the initial token, the version 1 token kind of failed, and they had to create a version 2 token for Coin to Fish, which in a way they managed to make it work. But the only concern I have right now with the token is that it dipped really big. I mean, really big. Like right now you see the price, right? It skyrocketed all the way up to $2, then it just dumped so hard. So I don't know if the game is gonna be okay. I hope so. They're using Oracle anyways at the end of the day, so hopefully nobody got impacted too hard for this game. And it's also good to mention that they're also creating a game called City. So I haven't really looked into the game yet, but I've seen it in a few YouTube videos coming out lately. And so I'm gonna try and deep dive a bit more what exactly this game is about, and how you can actually earn from the game. So from the same dev, so definitely I'm gonna double check and see if that's gonna be a good pick moving forward. Now for Splinterlands, I think this is where I started, right? I mean, I haven't made a video for the past 4 years, then this game started it all, and this is where I started creating videos about playthrough games. So Splinterlands is honestly a bit difficult to earn at the moment. Right now, all that's happening to me is I'm trying to break even in terms of rentals, but I'm trying to push my ranks to Silver 1 at least. And right now, I'm not gonna push for gold anymore, because the rental cost is too much and I'm not gonna be able to recover it. I don't have the time to actually play the game to recover the rental for the gold. But in terms of earnings, I think this is one game that you're not gonna earn a lot right now, but it's a good investment. Like, you try to earn those reward cards at the moment. Like for me, I'm collecting as much as I could for all of the reward cards that are released recently, like the Palarka Bandit, Binary Wavesmith, and so on. I'm gonna try and collect as many as I could for these cards, because once the circulation ends, maybe several months from now, then the prices for these cards are surely gonna increase, right? So it's something that I'm really considering, and I'm even considering buying some of these cards because they're cheap at the moment. So for me, I think Splinterlands is going to be an investment game. Like, you're gonna invest time right now and reap the rewards maybe a year later. And especially Chaos Legion is coming out right now. I'm definitely gonna buy Chaos Legion cards because that's the only way for me to get a lot of collection power for the modern format. Right now, it's really difficult to get collection power. They're really expensive. It's not something feasible for me to purchase at the moment. So what I'm looking at, my strategy here, is just to buy as much Chaos Legion card packs as I could. Once the public release happens, then we'll see from there, right? So we'll see how we fare in terms of opening packs when public sale happens. So yeah, so that's where I am with Splinterlands. So this is a long-term investment for me. I highly recommend this as well, because this has been the most consistent amongst all of the play-to-earn games I've played so far. Now the next game I'm going to talk about is BNBheroes. So I did try it out. I have one hero. Again, caution here is that the team is not doxed, but the team is very communicative, and they update quite frequently, and I'm seeing a lot of people trying to get into the game, so I figured, like, why not? I'm just gonna try and see and check it out and see how it goes. So right now the cost to get into game is around $200 per hero if you want to mint a new one. But if you don't want to mint a new one, you can actually go to the marketplace and try to purchase heroes. Some of them are selling for less than $200, so you might consider that. You might get an uncommon maybe, or a common. What I have is just a common. So up to you if you want to try it. In terms of earning, of course, it depends if you win or not. The win rate for this game, unfortunately, I can't show it because I can't do fight right now because my hero is below 200 HP. So you can probably pick fights like with a percentage rate of ranging from 56% to 75% with varying rewards. But the good thing here is that you're gonna get BNB at the end of the day. So I'm just gonna try it out and see. I've only played it for a couple of days, so I can't really say in terms of earnings if that's gonna be consistent or not. Maybe a week from now I can probably do a quick review in terms of how much you can earn from the game. Now the other game I was actually trying to get into as well was Idol Mystic. I did a review of this back then. Problem right now is that the only reason what's holding me back is the price of the MST. It's like you're looking at like 3 cents, less than 3 cents of value for MST. So that's super low, right? No, the price has been dipping ever since. So I don't know what's gonna happen, and that's the main reason why I couldn't get into the game. And if you look at the marketplace, the prices for the NFTs are super cheap. You can actually buy them like less than $200. You can buy a full set, and even virgin sets at that, right? So, but yeah, the thing is they haven't released their governance tokens. That's the only thing that's actually making me double. That's making me think that maybe now's the time to get into this game, because the game is in the slumps, right? And I know that the devs, I think, are still trying to make this work, but that's the risk. So we don't know what's gonna happen. So up to you if you want to get into it. I'm still on the fence. I'm trying to get into this game at the moment. Might be a gem that might be missed because it's not performing right now, right? So it's the same idea with BinaryX, right? And Coin2Fish. They weren't really performing well at the beginning. Like they're really messing up at the beginning, but they managed to, find that equilibrium, and boom, they exploded. So maybe it's something like that. That's what I'm thinking right now. So anyways, this is something I'm looking into still, but really up to you if you want to get into it. And the last two games, of course, Chumbi Valley, like this is probably my top of the list items that I've been waiting to get released. And I'm really sad that the prices for these sea chumbies are expensive, but hopefully I really pray that I get into the whitelist. I just applied for it, but we'll see. we'll see how it goes. If we didn't get into it, then sucks. It really sucks to be me right now if I didn't get into the whitelist. But yeah, so that's how it is. We'll wait and see how that works, and I'll put an update on Chumbi Valley if I got into the whitelist. And of course, last but not least, I never talked about this game. It's about Monsta Infinite. I never purchased anything like the Inception Monstas or Chromas and whatnot. But definitely, I think it's one of those games that has a very strong community. So I think this game is gonna do well. But since I didn't have anything from the pre-sale or any type of Monstas for that matter, so we'll see what happens in once they release the actual marketplace. And I'll probably think about buying maybe a few Chromas because I'm not gonna be able to afford Inceptions for sure. So probably I'm gonna look into Chroma NFTs and see if I can purchase some in the market once they open it. All right, and that's the last game. So again, a quick reminder, guys. So do your own research. Now, these are just my top picks, but not necessarily mean that they're risk-free. Okay, you've already seen like some of the prices of these games have already dipped so hard. So that's the risk, right? So even for Coin to Fish, that's a very big risk. Even for BinaryX, it's dipping. Even for gold, it's dipping. So you really need to think about these things and do a bit of research, right? Go into Discord, go into their Twitter, go into their Telegram if they have. Try to get a feel of the community and see, how the people are doing there. Is it negative? Is it positive? If it's all negative, then definitely it's something that you might, reconsider and look into something else, right? At the end of the day, it's your call, it's your decision. Same for me. I made a call, I made a decision. If any of these games flops and I'm in them, then I just, I have no choice but to suck it, right? I have no choice but to blame myself for making that decision. But then again, I'll take it as an experience and learning, and moving forward, hopefully I don't make the same mistake again. All right, so hopefully you learned something from this video, and with that, guys, thank you for watching the video, and hope to see you again in my future videos. Stay safe, people.